And now I'm going to invite you to just do some arm movements with me. For those that have done Qigong with me, you're going to notice this looks like pulling down the heavens, but we're just going to let it be more of a flow here. So I'm going to invite you to breathe in, bring your hands up, and let them just kind of flow down the front of your body. So the hands come up the side and down. Not really worrying about the breath for a moment, just letting yourself just create this movement. Just start to get some flow into your body. No right or wrong way to do this. We're just trying to get some more movement, bringing more awareness to this idea of moving your body. Qigong is a beautiful practice that works with movement, it works with breath, and it works with awareness. So sometimes we just need to be aware of this movement as if there's nothing else important that's happening in our lives. We're just trying to move some energy. As we do this, see if you can start to find a sense of relaxation into this. So your hands are moving up the side and down the center. Just getting a sense of opening up more flow. Breathing at whatever pace works for you. And we'll just do this a couple more times. And last time. All right. And just get a sense of that. See if your body feels a little bit different just from doing a simple movement of moving your arms. And how that can start to open up more energy. So before we get started and really getting things going here, I'm going to invite you to bring your hands up either in what we call prayer position, or if you prefer, you can rest them on your heart and take a moment to just set an intention. Energy follows intention, so take a moment to see what would best serve you today. Maybe you're feeling really uncertain because of all the stuff going on in the world right now. You want to bring a sense of calm into your life, even for this moment. Maybe you just want to learn a little bit about Qigong. You've never done it before. Maybe you have some other particular purpose that you'd like to bring more energy to. Whatever that is, just take a moment as you breathe and focus on your heart and allow that attention to come into your space, into your body. Invite that to be in your practice today. And we'll do that for 3 more breaths. Good. And then when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to let your hands just drop down to your sides. We're going to bring our feet a little bit closer together. I'm going to move back a little bit here. So bring our feet closer together. So now they're about hip width apart. All right. So we're going to do an exercise called dropping post. And this is to start to clear out some of the heavy energies that we hold deep into our bodies, all the way into the bones. So with your hands at your sides, we're going to lift the heels and drop down. You're just going to bounce on your heels. You're going to allow the rest of your body to be as relaxed as possible. And imagine any tension, any stress you're holding dropping down through your body and out of your feet into the earth. So we're just clearing out the bones, letting go of anything held in the muscles, in the organs, just letting it drop down into the earth. If you find this a little bit too stressful, you can leave your heels on the ground and just do a little bit of a knee bounce. So my heels can stay down and I'll just bounce my knees. But otherwise, lift and drop the heels. Just a few more seconds of this. And then pausing. Take a breath in and rise up high on your toes like you're reaching up for the sky, and then exhale and let it go and bounce a little just for a few more moments. And then we breathe in and we rise up like a rocket shooting into the air, and exhale, release. Super. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, release. Good. And then let's just bounce a few more moments. We'll just clear out some more tension. Imagine it dropping into the earth. Letting your body relax. Good. And then slowing it down, and pause. Take a breath in and rise up on those toes, get nice and tall. Exhale, release. That's called stacking the bones as we realign the bones again. So we breathe in and we rise up. And exhale. And one more time. Breathe in and rise up on your toes and release. Good. Let's do that one last time, but we're going to modify it slightly. With all of the anxiety going on right now about the coronavirus, we really want to support our heart, support the heart and lungs. When they become overwhelmed, there's a lot of anxiety that can build up. So we're going to support that by working with the heart and lungs. So we're going to invite you to start the bouncing, and we're going to bring our focus into our arms for a moment. So bring your arms in front and make little circles with your wrists. So you're making a little circle with your wrist because it's going to activate the heart channel, which flows through the arms. And then we're going to take it out to the side, making little circles with your wrist as you bounce. And now I'm going to go, my hands are going to go out of the screen, but that's because I'm a tall guy and it's hard to get everything in the screen. But then we're going to bring our hands above like we're at a rock concert. Just shake your hands, let them do little circles. Releasing any tension, and then let your hands just kind of drop down, and now let's just flick away. Good. All right. Come back, bring your feet back to about shoulder width apart. And then begin to get a little flow in your hands. Let your hands just begin to vibrate. Bring that vibration up to your elbows. Bring that up to your shoulders. And as you exhale, just shake your whole body. All right. So this is called Trembling Horse. So we breathe in and we shake our hands. Then we shake our elbows with our hands. And then we include our shoulders. And as we exhale, we shake from our head to our feet to let go of any tension in the nervous system. So breathing in, shake your hands, shake your elbows, shake your shoulders, get the whole arms shaking, and then exhale, shake away any tension, shake it all the way down into the earth. Do that again, breathing in, going up, and exhale, going down. And one more time, breathing in, and exhale. Good, and then just pausing for a moment, and just being in your body, just feel that vibration, the vibration in your hands, vibration in your arms. Get a sense of how the chi, the energy, that vibration you're feeling is the chi, that's your energy. Getting a sense of how that's moving in your body. And let your focus now come to the palms of the hands. So I'm going to come a little close to the screen so you can see. So right at the palm of the hand, right here in the center of the hand, is an acupuncture point. It's called bubbling, or excuse me, it has bubbling spring of the foot. This is called Lao Gong. Lao Gong is a direct access point for receiving energy into the body and letting energy release from the body. So we're going to use that point and do this arm movement again, lifting our arms up. It's called pulling down the heavens. So I'm going to invite you to breathe in and gather energy from the earth with your hands from that point. Turn the hands over now and grab some energy from the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to wash that over the face, and the throat, and the chest as we clear away all that stuff we are bouncing away. We're just going to clear it off one more time and send it all the way down the front of the body and into the earth. Breathe in again and grab some more energy with your palms from the earth. Flip them over and grab some more from the sky. As you exhale, imagine it flowing down the back of the body, back of the head, neck, shoulders, spine, the buttocks, the legs, and all the way down into the earth. Breathing in one more time, grabbing that energy from earth, grabbing the energy from the sky, opening the crown and imagining it flowing through the brain, through the center of the head, all the way down through the chest and the abdomen, through the pelvis, through the legs, through the feet, and down into the earth. Just clearing away all the stress and tension. And just take a moment with that. It's really good in Qigong if you take time to just check in. Our life is all about go, 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 and rush, rush, rush. And Qigong's about taking time to really be in your body. It's the only body you're going to have. So we want to do the best that we can for it. So we want to get a sense of what's going on. And if you're feeling any stress or tension in your body as we do these exercises, just be aware of that. That's information. Honoring that, we can always modify anything in a way that would support you. So I'm going to invite us to bring some support. We're going to focus mainly on the torso and the heart and lungs today, because the whole thing that's going on in the world right now is very much a lung issue. So we want to strengthen the lungs and the energies around the lungs. But to do that, we want to get into a really good posture, and that posture is called Wuji. Wuji means ultimate emptiness. So we're creating the empty vessel that we're going to fill up with energy. And Qi just means energy. So it starts with the feet. So the feet are shoulder width and parallel, whether you're sitting or standing. For those that are standing, though, we're gonna stack the bones. So in other words, we're gonna look the way the posture is. So we're gonna bend the knees. Allow the knees to bend a little bit so that we're not locking the knees. And then we're gonna move up through the thighs and we're gonna drop the pelvis. So so we wanna make sure our bum is not going out. We're sending a grounding cord as if the spine we're creating this nice long spine so that we can send energy down into the earth. So we're getting this sense of connection with the earth down from our spine. So that's going to be a slight engagement of these muscles here. And that's already going to be taken care of when you sit. If you're sitting, you're already going to have that posture, as long as you keep your back upright. And speaking of that, for us standing, imagine there's a balloon pulling you up, so you've got a nice long spine. There we go. Let the shoulders be down and relaxed. Let the hands be down at the sides and open and available. A little bit of space in the armpit, so we're not clamping our arms next to the body, but we're also not holding them up. We want to have a little space here so that the lymph can flow in the armpit here. Now the eyes are going to be soft, so they're not wide open, but they're also not completely closed. Though I will recommend from time to time to close your eyes because that might help you visualize what we're doing. But for the most part, we want to find this balance between wide open eyes and completely closed. Let your ears close. And what I mean by that is you're hearing my instructions, but you're always bringing your awareness back into the body and seeing what's happening for you. One of the best things you can bring into Qigong is a sense of curiosity. What's going on there? Maybe you've been so busy you haven't even noticed that you had a pain in your shoulder, and you might want to bring some more loving energy to that. All right. So then let's place the tongue behind the upper front teeth. So the area right behind the upper front teeth, we're going to place the tongue there. So it's not lying down on the bottom of the floor of the mouth. It's also going to be right there at the top behind the upper front teeth. And the reason for that is it's connecting a circuit that flows up your spine and down the midline of the front. This is called the microcosmic orbit. And by connecting this, we're opening up that flow that's available to us. It's kind of like a superhighway of energy. And then we're going to breathe only with the nose. So, with your hands at your sides, tongue behind the upper front teeth, let's just take a series of breaths here. In and out through the nose. Just take a moment to engage your body with breath from this posture. And probably the hardest part of the posture is, Qigong, I should say, is standing in this posture for an hour. So be gentle at any time if you're feeling a little tension. You can always do a little shakeout and drop back in when you're ready. Wonderful. Great. So we're going to wake up the lymph system before we get going here. So that one of the best ways we can do that is to tap the body. So we have, and the heart is a wonderful organ. And I was saying we're going to focus on that, but the thing is the heart will help support the blood by beating. So there's this wonderful circulatory system that has the heart to support it. The lymphatic system doesn't have anything other than your movement. So if you don't move your body, it doesn't move very well and it gets really stuck and clogged up. And because we're going through such an important time when we want our lymph system to be strong, we're going to help wake it up a little bit. So I'm going to invite you to make a fist. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by tapping the kidneys. So we're going to just invite you to tap your lower back. Go up and down the lower back. Just kind of getting some energy flowing into those kidneys. The kidneys are called your energetic batteries. So we're just trying to get the batteries going a little bit here. Then we'll bring our focus to the legs. So you can have an open palm or a soft fist, whichever works best for you. And this can tap the side of your bum. And then go down the side of the legs. Go all the way down as far as you can. Around the toes if you can. And then work your way back up the inside. Bend the knees as much as you need to do that movement if you're standing. And then back to the buttocks, down the side of the legs. And up the inside. And one more time, around the waist, going down. Just helping the lymph, all the lymph in the legs. And then a lot of lymph nodes here right at the pelvis, so we'll tap right here. It's called leg gates. And then we're going to bring our focus up to the abdomen. So we'll tap each side of the abdomen like you're a drum here. If it feels better to do an open palm, you can play with that. Just kind of experiment, just tapping all around, getting the liver and the gallbladder, spleen and the stomach. Yeah, even if you don't have some of these organs, like a spleen or a gallbladder, you're still working with the energy of it. So you want to still support that. So we're tapping around to really detoxify the organs. And then move up our focus up to the chest. We'll tap all around the chest. Stimulating this. Helping the lungs, helping the heart, loosening up the muscles in between the ribs, the intercostal muscles. And then tapping right over the breastbone. When you tap the breastbone, these flat bones help produce more white blood cells, and they also, because the thymus gland, we're helping the red blood cell production as well. So it's a great place to tap if you feel like you've got a cold coming on. And then we'll tap right over to the corner of the chest and get the lung on this side. This is an acupuncture point used to clear the lungs. So we'll clear the lung on this side, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just getting each lung one at a time here. And then we'll move to the arms. And it doesn't matter which arm you start with, but make sure that your palm is facing up. And we'll give yourself a little pat on the shoulder. You're going to tap your way down towards the palm of the hand. Looking that up. And then you're going to flip it over and do the back of the hand. Work your way back up to the shoulder. This time, let's get the lymph nodes in the underarm. I like to make a fist because it just fits better in there, and just tap in this area here. And then give yourself a little pat on the shoulder. Working your way down. And then flip it over, tap the back of the hand, back of the elbow, up to the shoulder. One more time. And of course, anytime if it feels like we're doing too much, you can always take a break. Tap the shoulder again and work your way back down towards the palm of the hand. And flip it over. Good, and then work our way across the chest and go to the other side. Pat the shoulder on the opposite side, and then begin to tap down towards that palm. Flip it over to the back. Work our way back up towards the shoulder. Get the underarm. All those lymph nodes there on that side. Tap the shoulder again. And work your way down towards the palm of the hand. Flip it over. Do the back of the hand. Get that elbow. And you get to decide how aggressive that is. It can be actually quite a gentle tapping, or if you'd like, you can be a little bit more aggressive. And pat the shoulder. Work our way down towards the palm as we finish up this arm. Flip it over, do the back side. Good. All right. Now we don't want to work with the face because we don't want to touch the face right now, but I'm going to invite you to bring your fingertips to the back of the head, known as the occiput, and we're going to tap right there with all your fingers. All your fingers together. And then we're going to tap right along the top of the head to the forehead, and then we're going to make a little halo around the head to go back to that starting point. Tap along the top of the head, midline of the head, and then around above the ears. So we're staying on the top of the head here. I'm just trying to wake up the brain a little bit more. Around the side, and back along the midline. And last time here, we'll do one more here. Go along the midline, and then back to the back of the head. And one last time with the belly. All the major organs here, and give it a little rub. All right, good. So let's bring our focus up to the heart and lungs. So we're going to do an exercise called the sun and moon rotating. So this is a great exercise to move qi through the heart and lungs. The sun in Chinese medicine refers to the heart. The lungs, the moon refers to the lungs. So we want to make sure that we're honoring those, and we're going to actually move that qi. Okay? To begin, though, I'm going to invite us to get some warmth into our hands. So I'm going to invite you to give yourself a little clap and begin to rub your hands together to generate some heat. All right, and then another little clap and rub. So we're generating some more heat here in our hands. And one more time, a clap and rub. All right. Hopefully you feel some heat in your hands. If you're not, you can feel free to rub a little longer, but otherwise bring them to the upper chest here. Let's take a nice breath in and feel the heat from our hands coming inside to the chest. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Breathe in some more heat into the chest. Exhale. Wonderful. Breathe in and out. Last one. Breathing in. Feel the heat come into the chest. Exhale through the mouth. Wonderful. Now place the tongue once again behind the upper front teeth. Close the mouth, and we're going to breathe only with the nose for the rest of this exercise here. So let's take a breath in. Now your hands can remain on the body or off. It's up to you. But breathe in and bring your hands up to the throat. And as you exhale, slide down halfway up, down the torso, and then we're going to come up to the midline. Inhale, exhale down the side. So we're stirring it up. So if you can visualize this, you're like making circles. Your left hand's making a circle around the left lung and the heart area, and the right hand is making a circle around the right lung. So we breathe in and out. Inhale, exhale. Working at your own level of breath. So if this is too fast or too slow, work at your own level. Breathing in as your hands flow up. Exhale as they come down. A nice interesting fact, this also is the Chinese exercise to avoid breast cancer. Or if you're dealing with that terrible disease, it helps open up more flow to bring more healing here. For those that are dealing with that, though, I would recommend to be physically on the body. It's a great way to work. And also to do that with a hot shower pouring on you to get more heat to this area. And one more time, breathing in and out. And now with your hands down here around the solar plexus, we're going to reverse the movement. So we're going to breathe in and come up the outside, exhale down the center. Still breathing with our nose, breathing in and out. Stirring the energy the opposite way. Inhale, exhale. Good. Breathing in, out. Helping the flow in the heart and lungs. Inhale and exhale. We're going to do 3 more. Last one. Good. And then bring your hands back to the upper chest. We're going to brush all that heat we put in there and bring all the excess down to what we know as the Dan Chen, which is our reservoir here at the navel. So we're going to brush that all down with 3 brushes. 1, 2, 3, and then we do 3 belly rubs to lock it in, like closing the bank vault here. All right, hands back to the side. A moment of pause. Just notice your breathing once again. Good, and we're going to help the breath a little bit more. So we're going to do something called the Buddha holds up the earth. So bring your hands in front of the pelvis with the palms facing up towards the ceiling. And as we breathe in, we're going to lift the hands, let them turn so they face the chest, and then they're going to begin to twist away as if we're holding something above our head. So my hands will go out of the screen for a moment, but my hands are facing up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we'll begin to let the hands drop, begin to twist as they pass by the heart and lungs here again, and then rest in front of your hips once again with palms facing upward. So we inhale, hands come up, pass by the lungs, twist away to face back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring them back down, passing by the lungs again, and facing back up. So we begin and end with the hands facing upwards. So breathing in, like you're holding the earth above your head. And exhale, back down. Breathing in, lifting, turning, lifting above the head. Exhale, repeat the movement in the opposite direction as we drop the hands back down, rest them in front of the pelvis. Inhale, nice deep breath with the nose. Filling up the lungs. Exhale, let everything relax as you drop the hands gently back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Let's try that one more time. Breathing in And out. And let your hands come back to our standing or seated posture, whatever you're doing. Good. So there are three what we call containers or warmers or burners in the body. And these are used in conjunction with the lungs to support the fields of energy around us. These are called Wei Qi. And we have three layers of them. And the three layers, one is roughly about skin tight around the body, about the same level as the clothes here, all around your body. The next one is roughly on average about a hand's width away from the body. So about one hand's width away above you, in front of you, down into the floor, behind you. And the third level is roughly about an arm's width away. So these are on averages because it depends on how developed your chi is. For example, if someone has been through a lot of trauma, their energy fields are all going to be very close in, perhaps non-existent. And a person like the Dalai Lama or someone who's very spiritual based would have a huge field that would go well beyond the room they're in. So we want to support that because that's our first line of defense against any diseases coming in. And we want to make sure those levels are strong before it even gets to the physical body. So the upper burner is represented by the upper chest, so the throat and the chest area, and that's like a container that supports the heart and the lungs. The middle burner goes from the sternum to the navel, and that is the organs of the abdomen. So that's going to be your spleen, your stomach, your gallbladder, your pancreas, and some places I hear the liver is in this burner. Sometimes it's considered the lower burner, but I'm going to call it the middle burner for now. And then the lower burner is from the navel down, which is basically the pelvis area, and that's going to be the intestines, the sexual organs, the bladder, and the kidneys. Even though they're physically above that line, they're considered a lower burner organ, okay? So we're going to work with those three organ areas, these three burners, to support these three energy fields around us. So to do that, I'm going to invite you to bring your hands up to about eye level and begin to just shake your hands. And the shaking of the hands is going to generate more chi, more energy. So I'm just going to start to get a little bit of flow here into our hands. And then we'll slowly stop the shaking and let your hands come together right about heart level. Let there be a little space between your hands. Let them face each other with the fingers pointing upward. And we're going to imagine we're holding a ball of light, a beautiful ball of light. And we're going to begin to stretch and contract this ball of light. As we stretch it, we're going to pull out any problems we have in the heart and lungs, whether they be physical problems that we have in our body here, with any physical problems you're having with too much phlegm in your body, and the lungs, and the heart having any heart issues. It could also be any emotional issues like anxiety or stress or blame or shame or sadness. Or it also could just be energies that we can't explain, which would be more spiritual energies with the spirits of these organs. So let's take a breath in through the nose. And as we exhale through the nose, begin to pull that ball apart, separate it out. So we're releasing all that toxicity out of the body. And as we breathe in, we're going to reform the ball and imagine the upper chest filling with white light. So we exhale, we pull that ball apart, pulling all that toxicity out of there. And then as we reform the ball like it's a rubber band here, now we're letting it stretch back together again. We're filling the chest with white light. Exhale, releasing tension and stress. Breathing in and filling the upper chest with white light. Exhale, release. Inhale to fill. Nice deep breaths with the nose only. Let the tongue rest behind the upper front teeth. Exhale. And inhale. Fill and exhale to release and then we fill up. Let's do that a couple more times. Exhale and inhale. And dropping the hand down. So now the fingers point out in front of you, and the hands are roughly about the level of the stomach. And we're going to work with the middle burner. So this is to clear out any problems you might be having with your digestion, any problems you might be having with the liver and its filtration that it does of the blood. It could also be any emotions you're dealing with that are like frustration or anger, or it could be worry. If you're worried too much, this is a great way to support that as well. And of course, anything that's not explained that might be in the spiritual realm, which is like thought forms, all the thoughts that keep these things in place. So let's take a nice breath in. Exhale, releasing worry and frustration. Breathing in more white light into your abdomen. Exhale, releasing that anger perhaps that might be there, and breathing in more white light. Exhale and inhale. So it's expanding and contracting of this ball that we're holding. Exhale as we expand it, inhale as we contract it. Filling the body back up. Think of this as like an energetic transfusion. We're pulling out all that doesn't support us, and then we breathe in more vitality. Exhale and inhale. Let's do that one more time. Exhale and inhale. And as you exhale, drop your hands down and let them point down towards the floor. You're still holding that ball of white light, but now we're focused on the pelvis. So this is going to help clear out the intestines. It's going to help support the bladder and the kidneys. This is working with any physical issues you might have here in the urinary system, any problems that you might have there, any problems you might have with the kidneys or the bladder, any fear you might be experiencing right now with everything going on. We want to release some of that fear because that just blocks our chi. And also working with any thought forms that are holding all of this in place. So take a breath in, exhale, release, inhale to fill, exhale, and expanding and filling. Letting go of the fear, breathing in more white light. Anything that we consider toxic or not supporting our vitality, releasing it to fill with more energy that supports yourself. More sense of honoring that innate wisdom that's down here at the pelvis. 2 more times. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And then bring one hand on top of the other and bring it right to the navel. And we're going to rest it here. This is our danchen. This is the storage area. And we're going to store the energy here, that white light. Just take a few deep breaths in and out through the nose and let your body just relax as you allow this white light to come into your body and support you. Good, and now let's ground that into the legs a little bit. So, with your hands here at the navel, let's take a breath in, and I'm gonna do it So I'm going to invite you to follow along with me. I'm going to do the opposite leg so that you can actually do it at the leg that I'm mentioning. So let's take a breath in. And we're going to slide down the left side, down the outside of your left leg. If you can, all the way down to the ankle. Wrap around the toes and breathe in and come up the inside of the left leg, up to the abdomen here, to the Dan Shen. Exhale and slide down the outside of the right leg. Wrap around the toes and breathe in as you come up the inside of the right leg, bringing up more energy, more vitality into the Dan Shen. Exhale, go back down the outside of the left leg. Wrap around the toes if you can, and then breathe in and imagine pulling up energy. If you're visual, you can imagine that coming up as blue light. Exhale, go back down the opposite leg. Wrap around the toes. You can work physically on the body if you like, or just off the body. Exhale, back down the left side. Inhale, back up. Moving up some qi. This is called descending the yang. This is the yang channels that flow down the outside of the legs. And as we inhale, we're ascending the yin channels. This is to bring more qi through the legs. Exhale down the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale down the right. And we'll do that 2 more times. Working at your own pace. Trying to open up more qi in the legs here. So we have that connection with the earth. Finishing always on the right side. Just opening up more flow. This is helping your spleen, your stomach, your bladder, your gallbladder, your liver, and your kidneys. And then we'll come back up to our neutral position. Let the hands rest at the lower Dan Shen. And now we're going to do both legs together. And we're going to add the kidneys. So we're going to wrap around the waist here. So let's take a breath in. Bring our hands around the waist to our lower back, to the kidneys, and then begin to slide down both legs together. Wrap around the toes, breathe in and come up both legs to the waist. Wrap around the waist to the kidneys, and then exhale and go back down again. Inhale, up. Exhale, wrap around and go down. Breathing in blue healing light from the earth. Place it in your kidneys. Exhale, back down. Inhale. And exhale. A few more times, breathing in and out. Relaxing the head as much as you can on the downward movement. Last time, exhale. And inhale. This time, bring your hands all the way around and just rest them on your kidneys for a moment, lower back. And if you like, you can give your kidneys a little rub. Bring a little more sense of strength there, more vitality into your lower back. All right. And let your hands drop back to your sides. Great, everyone. All right. So we're going to finish with an exercise called the Qigong strokes his beard. Qigong strokes his beard. So we're going to work with that orbit I referred to earlier, which goes up the spine and down the front. So we want to make sure that our tongue is resting behind the upper front teeth. We're closing the mouth and doing the best we can to breathe only with the nose. Of course, if your nose is plugged, always breathe through your mouth. But we're going to work with the intention of bringing energy up and around. So bring your hands in front of your body. And take a moment to visualize at the base of your spine that there's a beautiful pearl. A beautiful pearl of light. And that's all the chi we've been building up today. And we're going to take a breath in and we're going to lift that pearl and pull it up the spine. Up through the mid-back, all the way up to the base of the neck, all the way to the top of the head. And now as if we're combing a beard, we're going to bring it down the front. So your hands go out away from the body. So as I breathe in, it goes up the spine, over the head, exhale down the front. So as I breathe in, the fingers point towards the body. As I breathe out, they point away from the body. As I breathe in, it comes up the spine. As I breathe out, it goes down the front. Inhale up the spine. Exhale down the front. And if you'd like to close your eyes to visualize that, feel free. Get a sense of this pearl being controlled with your breath, with your awareness, with your movement, as we bring all three parts of Qigong, the movement, breath, and awareness together in one beautiful exercise, very simple one. Breathing up the spine and down the front. Just do a few more at your own pace. And the hands only need to go up to chin level. You don't have to take them above your head. Use your awareness to take it over your head. And let's do one more together. Up the back, down the front as you exhale, bringing that pearl, and now let's store the pearl at the danchen at the navel. Pausing and breathing here as we allow the energy to settle in this important area known as the danchen. And we're going to lock that energy in with some rotations. So we're going to go, I'm going to invite you to do 18 of them. So we're going to go up the left side and down the right side. Up the left, down the right. Just mirror what I'm doing. 18 times. Breathing in and out through the nose. It's our way of locking in our chi that we've built up. And when we've done 18, we reverse them and do 18 more. And let them get smaller and smaller and smaller. Creating a beautiful pearl of light right there beneath the navel. Take a moment of pause there as we let that energy settle. You can smile. We want to have a nice smile. And then rub your hands together and generate a little bit of heat. Now, because we're not touching the face, bring your hands just in front of the face, right about eye level, and imagine that you're sending chi from your hands into your eyes. Let it go into the eyes, all the way down the spine, all the way down into the lower danchen. So we breathe in, it comes into the brain, exhale it down the spine. And then once again, we're gonna do little movements like as if we're washing off the face without physically touching it. We're gonna wash off the face. And we're gonna do the same with the hair. You don't have to touch your hair. You can just imagine moving the chi through the head all the way down. And then we're gonna brush down the arm on one side, the arm on the other side, the chest and the abdomen, lower back, and the legs as far as you can go. Give your hands a little brush. And then bring them either in prayer position or over your heart. And take a moment to say thank you to yourself. Thank you for being able to do a workout at whatever level you could do, just trusting you got what you needed today, with the intention that you put out into the world, working it at the best of your ability, and for all the other great things you're doing in your life to support yourself and those you love. It's time to say thank you to yourself. Wonderful. And I thank all of you as well. Thank you so much for joining me.